This is CNN Breaking News.
3 p.m. here on the East Coast. This occurred around 6:15 p.m. in Butler, Pennsylvania. If you're just joining us, I'm going to be playing what the former president, how this began. The former president making remarks shortly into the beginning of this campaign appearance. Let's watch.
No, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we got to move to the car. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, watch out.
Breaking news today on the Commentary Corner. On Saturday, July 13th, 2024, around 6:15 p.m., there was an assassination attempt on former President Trump in a small town called Butler in the state of Pennsylvania. The shooter was killed and another rally attendee was killed. But Trump survived with an injury to his ear. Many news channels, both local and international, were on ground.
Well, the latest we've got is a full statement now from the Secret Service, and that has confirmed a number of the details we've been reporting on BBC News for the last couple of hours. They say there was a shooter who was on an elevated position outside the farm show ground where the rally was taking place. That tallies with what our eyewitnesses have been telling us. They say that 2 people are dead. One is the shooter, one is someone who was inside the crowd, and 2 other people are now critically injured and presumably in hospital. President Trump has also said that he was hit by a bullet. He says it tore through the skin of the upper part of his right ear. And if you just think about that for a moment, that means it is an inch away from going in his head. So that is how close the former president came this evening to getting a bullet in the head. So this is incredibly shocking developments, incredibly shocking news here on the ground. President Trump has also extended his condolences to those people who have been injured and died. He's also thanked law enforcement.
And welcome to Hannity, and this is a Fox News alert. Today, the former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, was the target of an apparent assassination attempt. One innocent attendee is now dead. President Trump, we are told, is alive and well and now in a safe location. The shooter, meanwhile, has been killed by U.S. Secret Service. And just breaking moments ago, President Trump's first reaction on Truth Social, quote, "I want to thank the U.S. Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country." Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. He said, I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. According to the Secret Service tonight, quote, during former President Trump's campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on the evening of July 13th at approximately 6:15 p.m., a suspected shooter fired multiple shots towards the stage from an elevated position outside of the rally venue. U.S. Secret Service personnel neutralized the shooter, who is now deceased. U.S. Secret Service quickly responded with protective measures, and former President Trump is safe. One spectator was killed. 2 spectators were critically injured. This incident is currently under investigation. The Secret Service has notified the FBI. And in case you missed it, here's what went down just a few hours ago with sound.
The BBC, our partners out of the UK, who were reporting earlier today and spoke with a witness who says that he saw the gunman on a roof minutes before the shots were fired. And I want to play that sound for you now.
There were also survivors who shared their experiences, including a Trump fan that called the attention of law enforcement or security officers.
Of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%.
That was an eyewitness there on the ground, his account being shared with our partners at the BBC, that being amplified, that exact message being amplified around the world, that at the very high-profile political event in Pennsylvania today, an event that Donald Trump himself tried to draw attention to, saying he had big news to announce, that an individual there saw a man with a rifle go into position. He told the BBC he tried to bring that to the attention of law enforcement on the ground. He referred to them as police, not exactly sure whether he meant local police or Secret Service, but...
Learned, Joseph, you weren't listening to the program here, but Lester Holt, NBC News, just reporting that one of the attendees has deceased, has died from injuries as a result of this shooting. Joseph, you told me off camera that you may have witnessed this, and I'm so sorry to be talking to you in this tragic moment, but can you describe what it is that you saw?
I
was attending the rally. I was in the set of bleachers, the very far left of the podium where President Trump was speaking. I was there with friends. I heard several gunshots. The man beside me suffered a gunshot wound to the head, was instantly killed. Fell to the bottom of the bleachers. Another woman looked like she got hit in the forearm or hand. And then at that point in time, it was rather chaotic at that point because half the people were looking because they thought it was fireworks. I knew it was gunshots right away. My friend, he hit the deck. I was kind of looking around just trying to see where the shots were coming from. It seemed to me like the shots were coming from behind the bleachers. It seemed to me the man got hit in the head from behind. He was killed instantly, as far as I could tell. And at that point, a state police and a SWAT team, started evacuating the bleachers, and then I helped carry the man out of the bleachers to a tent that was behind the bleachers.
You helped carry the man yourself. What was his condition when you were carrying him?
He's deceased. He died.
How close were you to him?
A couple yards. It wasn't very far.
Did you know the man?
No, that's a complete stranger. They put a towel over his head and then carried him off.
And you said there was another woman nearby who was also injured. To him.
I believe she was in the bleachers, either above me or just to the side of him. but it seemed like she was kind of at my flank, and then she flinched, and it looked like she did.
Just almost 3 weeks ago, both Biden and Trump participated in the first presidential debate on CNN.
From Georgia, a key battleground state in the race for the White House. In just moments, the current U.S. president will debate the former U.S. president as their party's presumptive nominees, a first in American history. We want to welcome our viewers in the United States and around the world to our studios in Atlanta. This is the CNN presidential debate.
It was a tough one for Biden, and there have been calls for Biden to step down. Biden sympathized with Trump.
CNN.com, CNN Max, and CNN Espanol. This is a pivotal moment between President Joe Biden.
Biden also spoke on the attack on Trump.
And we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to give, if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I am able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. But so far, it appears he's doing well. Number one. Number two, that there's thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened they learned any more in the last couple hours? So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do, okay?
Though the political environment is tense, many Democrats like Nancy Pelosi, Bernie Sanders, and Gavin Newsom expressed their shock and sent their prayers to Trump. But a conservative, Patrick Bet-David, advocated that Trump must be alive to win the presidential election in November, and his security needs to be upgraded. Butler, Pennsylvania is a city located in Butler County, about 35 miles north of Pittsburgh. It's known for its rich history, small-town charm, and proximity to various outdoor activities. The city has a diverse economy with industries ranging from manufacturing to healthcare. Butler also hosts several annual events and has notable landmarks like the Butler County Courthouse and Pullman Park. Trump was slated to hold his rally there on Saturday, and the deceased shooter was not far from the podium. The Secret Service was very quick and effective.
Assassination attempt on Donald Trump. We have pictures of a reverse angle here that shows Donald Trump actually speaking at the podium, and then we see one of those Secret Service detail guards on a rooftop firing back towards that gunfire. Have a look.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Wow.
Now, we're also just learning that the Associated Press is reporting that an AR-style rifle has now also been found at this scene. We understand it was found outside, again, the perimeter of this event today, but those pictures there, quite shocking. It shows the seconds in which the Secret Service detail who were there, and there was a huge detail. They follow a former president around, and they are stationed on those rooftops around. They have responded in seconds, guys. They're quite a remarkable angle to what has transpired.
This is how the Secret Service protects a sitting president and a former president.
Differ for a former president out on the campaign trail rather than the sitting president having an official event. Obviously, you know, these things come together quickly. You want the audience to be closer to be able to interact. How's the security different, if at all?
Well, I can't tell you exactly right now, but I can tell you about protection for the president. And any type of view of the president would normally be blocked, or you would be put in a position where they didn't have that view. So you rearrange where the podium would be, so there isn't a view outside of the secured area. Now, in some cases, it's almost impossible to do that, but that's why you have Secret Service has counter sniper teams. You survey the buildings that have that will have an overview of where the protectee is going to be. I did note on top of the building what appeared to be a Secret Service counter sniper team. Obviously, or possibly, they never saw the person. But those are some of the techniques you use, and you want to block that view. You often see with the president covered arrivals. So when he arrives somewhere, he goes underneath the tent, things like that. So you want to block all the views you could possibly have. What level? They did have metal detectors. So he's getting almost everything the president gets, but I couldn't tell you right now exactly what they're providing for him.
More survivors and eyewitnesses recounted the event.
Tell me what you saw inside.
Yeah, I was just about like 30 feet from Trump, and then I saw the people that had been shot, and they were bringing them down in the stands right above me, and I just didn't want to get down. I just kept standing. But I saw, I saw the man that was hit in the head, and there was a lot of blood, and I knew there was no way he was going to survive that. And then there were two of them that they brought down, but it was like real chaos and chaotic, but I didn't get down, and so it was very interesting. We were just right there. About 40.
What was going through your mind as you saw that person with tons of blood on them?
Yeah, at first I was thinking, I thought different thoughts, like maybe this was the shooter and then he committed suicide, or maybe someone shot him. That's what my first thoughts were. I didn't think about just like someone that was in the stands. Yeah, that's what I thought.
And now knowing that this is someone that was in the stands, how are you processing this?
No, I think we're all in shock. Yeah, we're numb that this happened.
Can I say, when I heard this going on, I thought it was a firecracker. It's like with Kennedy, people thought it was a firecracker. And I looked, we were 20 yards away from Trump, and then we were 20 yards away from where I thought it was a firecracker. But then now I'm thinking maybe those were bullets that were going over our head. And then they were saying, get down, get down, get down. I just wasn't processing. It took me like 2 minutes and I finally hit the deck. But I think it's just like you're in shock. And how did the guy get the gun in there? How did he get the gun?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because is this your first Trump rally?
No.
So I've covered a number of Trump rallies. I've been to almost every single Trump rally this cycle. You've been to a number as well. You're fully aware of the security precautions. Trump supporters, as they're making their way in, they have to go through magnetometers. Your bags are searched, your pockets are searched as well. And so any area where you're around the former president, there is a sense of safety. Yeah. And so to have this occur, what was going through your mind as you heard gunfire, get down, get down?
I think first I was in shock, but I do think I'm drawn to some of this I tried out for the Secret Service. I passed everything, but then they said, take your glasses off. That was the end of it. So my whole life would have been changed, but I couldn't see. But I guess I like to be where the action is in some ways. So, but I mean, not this, obviously this is just horrible, just horrifying. But
Trump survival news, worst news if he had been killed, so that's good. At least we had that. But yeah, we're all in shock. Yeah, it's really something. I just got done saying every generation thinks, well, we're past that. We're not going to have any more assassination attempts, and then you have something else, and maybe that's really hard to stop.
And the people in the bleachers behind us, somebody got popped, somebody got killed, somebody died, somebody got shot, like this close to where we were. Those bullets, I pray to God for these people's families. Oh my God. But how is this happening in our country today? And why is it happening? Why?
And Tracy, you were telling me earlier, you and Tyler, this county, this area. Did you ever think something like this would happen here?
Never. Absolutely never. This shows you how much hate and hostility is in our world today. This is not a good thing. We need to all come together as a human race,
And what is your state of mind now?
Not good. There's too much hate. This is too much. We can't do this as a country. We can't do this. We need to come together as a country, and God willing, we will. I don't know if you're allowed to put that stuff on, but listen, man, my kid is a fourth-year seminarian, and he prays for this country every day.
One thing is certain. Today's event will be written in history just like Abraham Lincoln on April 15th, 1865, John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963, Ronald Reagan on March 30th, 1981, who survived, and Donald J. Trump, who also survived the assassination attempt on his life on July 13th, 2024. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until the next video, stay blessed.